I don't know why I did a clap track. We're not filming. That's filmmaking for you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This episode of Small Town Slashers is unofficially sponsored by that invisible camera. Now you're just a little bit more paranoid. And we are here in our hotel room at Horror Hound Weekend. Well, we're not in Cincinnati right now, but we're pretty damn close to it.
Uh-huh.
It's been pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's been a lot of fun. Got to meet meet a lot of awesome people and see some great films and have some awesome moments, all that cool stuff. And,
oh yeah.
Man, I don't even know where to start.
I guess start with day one.
Yeah.
That's a good place to start, the beginning.
Well, I also say we got some stories, and I got a surprise that Wolf and Gun Bunny do not know about.
You what?
It's a special surprise I got for you all, and
oh hell!
Without spoiling too much, I was kind of worried you guys were going to force me to reveal it early at the convention. Like there is a scenario where you all would have decided to do something else, and I would have had about, well, crap, I had this big plan, I had this big surprise, but
it fell through just the way you wanted.
Yeah, we'll tell a few stories first, but
so I think it's really awesome what they did day one.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We got to witness the first ever Horror Hound Icon Award where they honored Adam Green. And if you don't know who Adam Green is, he is a director, actor, producer. He does podcasts, everything. If you're familiar with the Hatchet series, or Holliston, or Frozen, not the Disney movie, the horror movie.
Or his work for even Yorkies, because of his Yorkie, Arwen.
Really cool dude. And they did. He got the first ever Icon Award, and they had this big event in the panel room, and it was great, really great. He came out, they shared some of his reels, and he spoke a lot about his struggles with mental health.
And I really like the fact that he actually talks about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because mental health is a big thing, especially for a lot of us nowadays.
Mm-hmm. And it's really relatable because all, like the three of us, we fought our own battles with it, and we all pretty much do the same stuff that he does. So it's like, and we approach it with the same mindset that he does. And so it was really neat finding other people that share that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, most definitely.
During that event, they brought out
Perry Shen
first, who is a collaborator with Adam on several projects. And then
he was in what, all 3 or 4?
All 4 Hatchet movies.
Yeah, Hatchet movies, and then he was also in Holliston.
And the man himself, Kane Hodder.
Definitely came out perfect.
Yeah.
Adam's a bitch.
Also, not the time skip, but like today when we were talking with Adam.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Okay, sorry.
That's alright. But yeah, Kane threw a Sharpie at him.
He did.
And that shows the kind of family that they built.
Yeah.
Working with each other.
Yeah.
It's
like y'all dick with each other occasionally. Like we do. But yeah, that was really good. That was really cool. And today we actually got to meet Adam.
Yeah.
And it's awesome because he does not care to sign stuff and take pictures.
And I love Yeah. I really do love that fact.
Yeah. And I'm not knocking anybody that charges. Absolutely not.
Definitely not. But, I mean, the fact that he wants people to just enjoy his stuff.
Yeah. And he's great to talk to. He's a talker.
Definitely
he's
a talker.
Like, he's not.
And he'll even tell you that.
He's not one of these, okay, thanks, bye. But dudes. Which, from what I understand, pretty much everybody that they had there this year, not exclusively them, and they're the only ones.
Yeah.
Because, they're all over the genre. They're all talkers. And I think that's great. That's really great. You get to actually speak with somebody that you look up to and you really love and all that stuff.
Kind of idolize them.
Instead of just paying for an autograph and that's it.
Yeah.
You actually get to talk to these people.
Even the very first day, just walking around, we got to see Tom Savini just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we all threw our hands up at him and he
gave us the nod.
The nod. We got the nod.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. Because he was just standing around.
Yeah.
And like, I love it because it brings back memories of my first horror convention, Darkwoods, where still incredibly shy me was too scared to go talk to Michael Berryman, and I was like sitting at the bar eating chicken strips, which is a funny thing back when I was at the bar. But anyways, and Michael Berryman just walked in, and he knows I was looking, and he just said hi.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody that I know of that has spoken to Michael Berryman says that he's a really, really nice man.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely one that I'd love to meet.
Mm-hmm.
And you also met Sid Haig before he passed away too, right?
That would have been cool.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah. He because because I don't want to tell the full part of what he said the first time I met him, because he was, everyone has their off days, and again, when I say I was awkward, I mean I really was, and I saw him away from his table. He was just moving around, and I went up to try to talk to him, and he was in a hurry. I think he had something going on. And so, the moment he, was just basically like, hey, I got this thing to do. Could you leave me alone, was the nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I did. And so of course I was mortified. I was like, I don't even want to go back to that side of the convention, because I just embarrassed myself. And I spent the whole night kicking myself. Like, how could you be that stupid, God? But like the next day, I was at the convention, and as much as I'd like to say it was like some a cool place in the convention, I just came out of the men's restroom. So anyways, but yeah, like I said, he was moving, and he saw me coming, and he was he's like, hey, he's like, I'm really sorry for yesterday. I was just having an off day, and I was like, oh no, it's but basically we took turns apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, actually, I'm sorry. I should have realized if you weren't, if you were out of your booth, you were doing something. But yeah, he was like super nice, and something I'm definitely never going to forever kick myself is I wish I went to his booth and talked to him, but it was just nice to speak to him, and definitely nice to know that like I didn't, because I was just worried I pissed him off, or because like I've said before, I have this phobia of unintentionally pestering people. So the idea that I would do that to one of my idols was, mortifying.
Oh yeah, that's really awesome too with that story. That was a moment to me where it kind of, you weren't so much like idol and fan, where you were just people in that moment, just like having that kind of conversation. I think that's awesome too.
Mm-hmm. And it's like the stories hearing from people who were last night at the bar across the at the hotel, saying that Kane Hodder was there buying people shots, and everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would be awesome to have a shot with Kane Hodder.
Yeah, I don't drink.
I mean,
absolutely not.
But I mean, it's Kane Hodder.
I would, if Kane Hodder bought me a shot, I would drink it.
Yeah.
I would throw it back. Because it's Kane.
Yeah. It's like one of those people, you don't get an opportunity like that.
No.
And I definitely. I mean, it's just like sitting around just around the con, just having like, such a fun time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We took pictures of a lot of people today too. Like,
and it was packed.
Very much so. Today was a very busy day.
Yeah, like because like they said yesterday that they weren't going to sell any tickets today to get in because they're already overbooked, and the Scream Q&A panel.
Yeah, we didn't even get into that.
Yeah. I dabbled because another story I'm going to tell about is a mini adventure I had. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit in because I got the cool Zoom lens. I didn't have that last time they were first Q&A. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll see if I get in. So I got in line like an hour before the Q&A starts. Oof. And as soon as I get in, the person from it is like, they said we're likely not going to get in. It's like already booked. And I was like, what? And I was like, well, okay, I'll at least wait it out. But like 2 minutes later, like, one of the staff come in, it's like, we're probably already overbooked. And it's like, God. And
people were still lining up.
Yeah,
to try and get in.
Like the panel was going, like you could hear them talking, and there was like a line of like at least 200 people, and I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating.
While there's probably another 200 already in there.
Yeah. Like people lined up that much. Just, and I'm like, man, that is like that is crazy. And that was all day. Everybody was like, man, the Scream lines are insane. Like there's,
and I feel like, because like we didn't even bother to try and go to any other panels because of that.
Yeah.
How many people there were.
Yeah, there was a good amount, and they were bottlenecking pretty bad.
Which
also made it hard to like even mosey around the convention.
Yeah, like there was, because well, I mean, of course, when you're in a crowded place, people are gonna bump into you. But I did have like this guy, and as a bit of irony, his son, I had hurt the same foot, and he was using the same knee scooter I had to use, and his dad accidentally hit my bad foot with the knee scooter, and I'm like, the Lord above is trying to do some poetic irony, and I am just not going to get it. Like, not today, please. Because especially as like I had this photo op, and I'm like, watch me, I have to just show up down there with like knee scooter 2.0.
Oh man, yeah. Even in the like the celebrity room, which there was like a little celebrity area in the vendors section.
Yeah.
But in the celebrity room, man, like the Scream lines are like,
oh yeah,
massive.
It's crazy, and I guess he was pretty busy with photo ops today. But every time I walked in the venue, I kept, because again, I'm still kind of that horror massive fanboy at heart. I was just trying to catch glimpses of Tony Todd and like the actual Candyman. I'm like, he just wasn't there anytime I walked by, and I'm like, am I going to have to go in the bathroom and just be like, yo, Candyman, just like
summon him.
Yeah, but I even, because I basically daydream a lot, and a lot of my daydreams become part of the movie. But I was like, that would be funny if I actually walked in the restroom and did that, and he just came out of the restroom like,
what the hell? I was signing autographs. What it is, man.
Yeah, like you. Yeah, but anyhow, yeah. So I want. But yeah, I do hope to at least see him tomorrow. I do. One of my highlights is I actually got to see George Romero at Scarefest.
Oh wow!
And again, I was too poor. Like I barely was able to get. I got Kane Hodder and Danielle Harris, and I was bringing my friend with me, and so we both got Kane Hodder and Danielle Harris, and that was it. Like I didn't buy anything, which is why I bought a bunch of stuff. Which I guess whenever we talk about I talk about some of the stuff we bought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we today Gun Bunny and I did our cosplays, and that was fun.
It was.
That was a lot of fun. We spent literally this morning before we went to the con putting the finishing touches on some of them, which, you know, any cosplayer knows, you can plan ahead as much as you want.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On the day of.
There's always going to be some kind of issue you got to work on.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy because, like, you know, Wolf had his Legion cosplay, and the knife got patched.
Yeah, it's gone. I don't know where my knife's at.
Yeah.
My car mysteriously, literally just ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it was like a pretty big knife, and it even got me, like, was I seeing things, because I remember on the way there, because I'll admit, I'm a sucker for knife handles. And so I saw the knife handle, I'm like, oh, wow, you know, because, I mean, every time I see it, I'm like, that's such a cool handle.
And especially for the fact that it was 3D printed, it still looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. That's an honor. That's an honor.
So, yeah, it's like, anyways, we lost it. I was trying to get there was a Gun Bunny's costume, had a bunch of lighting, trying to get the lights to come on, and they worked flawlessly literally every time, every other test.
While we're in the hotel, works perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We get to the con, issues right out of the gate.
But they didn't mess up like the rest of the time.
Yeah.
They did good. They were finicky, but they did good.
Oh, yeah. But we kind of, at that point, already knew how to get them to stay on, too.
Yeah. And so, with the Legion being a Dead by Daylight character, I saw there were 3 of us that were Dead by Daylight cosplaying. Well, I'm going to count 4. So there was me. Then we saw a pig. That was the Dead by Daylight pig. Some of the cosmetics. There was the Dead by Daylight ghost face that somebody had done. And then there was a girl that was dressed up as like a gender bent pyramid head. But her cosmetic.
That one was still awesome.
Yeah. It was very much the one. I can't remember what it was. I think it was the Tormented. I think it's what it's called. It was that skin from Dead by Daylight. And it kicked absolute ass.
And the funny thing is, I got a picture. As I thought she was with this other girl that was like dressed up as Carrie. And so I got a picture of them together, you know, me and someone. I'm gonna give a special shout out for to later on. But yeah, we was there, and I got a picture of Carrie, and it turned out she was like with someone with the Joker, you know. And by that point, she lost the pyramid, you know, like the actual pyramid. So I got a picture of her and like the, you know, and the Joker, but like her and Carrie were just like there taking pictures with people. I thought they were together, you know, but
and they were very nice. Very nice people. Everybody that we took pictures with was very nice.
Yeah.
So we got them, and then I took a picture with someone at Horror Show Jack's.
She was cosplaying as, I'd like to say, Jinx from League of Legends.
Oh wow! I would have been trying to say, the blue hair.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I only know it because I follow a lot of cosplay. Different people, and that's one of the cosplays that have kind of been blowing up lately.
Yeah, a lot of really cool cosplays. Our good friend Austin, who will be in Invisible Scars. Yes. He helped me carry a very morbid tradition, because I got a picture with him as Leatherface, and then because he had a prop hammer, I asked him to hit me upside the head with it. And
he obliged.
Yeah.
Nice.
He very much obliged. Yeah, Austin's great. I love Austin.
Oh yeah, no, it was like so nice getting to see him.
I did see a few ashes there too from Evil Dead.
And there was actually two gender bent ashes, and I mean that
really.
I didn't see them.
Yeah, I saw one, and then because I saw her from behind because they were wearing the same outfit. I'm like, oh, it's you, and it turned out it was like someone else. I'm like, oh wow. But you know, that one was like she was like talking with her friends, so I wasn't going back picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I took a picture with somebody that was cosplaying as the deaf I remember the Death Corps of Krieg from Warhammer.
And that was a really awesome. They did a
Very-
really good job on that cosplay.
Very good cosplay.
Because like I feel like even though yours was based off of a character in a game, we still kind of like to make it our own.
Yeah.
Like I tend to do a lot of original characters. I didn't really know what to call mine for this one, but where I was wearing coveralls,
yeah,
I felt like it would be kind of a vault boy.
Yeah.
And it kind of works, you know.
Definitely.
But definitely, like, there are some, like, you know where they're from, and you're like, damn, they nailed it.
Yeah. There was quite a few Michaels that we saw. Quite a few Jasons.
Yeah.
What's the other? Hey, the Killer Clowns came back.
Yeah, we did get to see them and got pictures with them.
Uh-huh.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got pictures with that one about the same one about 3 years ago, and it was really kind of wild because today they were standing like the exact same spot where I got the picture with last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I always love how the one was like always like putting up dukes when they took pictures.
Yeah. You got your picture taken with a bunny cosplayer called Peter Rottentail.
Yeah,
that's
Peter
awesome.
Rottentail.
I love it. I love it.
Especially where like I'm known as Lord Gun Bunny by most of my handles or Gun Bunny. So for me, I always love those kind of horror stylized bunny costumes. Even in like Dead by Daylight, Bunny Legion, my favorite cosmetic. Feng Ming, the bunny cosmetic for her. So it's one of those things like I'm also going to be trying to work on some emotes that kind of take a lot of horror icons and turn them into bunnies too. Something I've been thinking of.
Might, yeah.
But like when I seen them, I'm like I had to get a picture.
Definitely. You also had mentioned that you spoke to somebody that was in like a scarecrow.
Yeah. So, I was just relaxing because where I'm carrying oxygen tanks right now, it hurts my back. They're heavy, so I'm just taking a break. And at the table, there's literally this guy in a like scarecrow cosplay with like the fingers of Freddy, and really cool dude. They're from Alaska, and all handmade and everything else. And where I want to work on my next mask is kind of a scarecrow mask. He kind of gave me the tip that being burlap, it's going to be rough at first on your nose, but then it softens up the more you wear it. So kind of something to look forward to. And like I said, really nice people.
Right on. You also said they do a podcast as well.
Yeah, they were talking about where they do one about like wilderness stuff, and then even went into saying where like they were doing it like we are once a week to where it kind of got overwhelming for them, and they switched it to once a month.
Well, if we, you know what their podcast is called?
They didn't say.
Well, if we can get up with those people, we'll definitely give them a link in the description and all.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And by the way, a lot of the people that we're going to talk about have not asked us to talk about them.
Oh yeah.
But because we like to show support to people that we really like, we're going to link them all in the description below. And we don't expect anything from that. Just us showing love to people that we like. But yeah, there was them. Yeah, a lot of just really unique people in cosplay today.
Definitely.
I love it. There wasn't as many opportunities for pictures.
And I feel that's because of the overcrowded.
Oh yeah. There actually was a really cool like someone with like a big like Captain Spaulding head. So actually speaking of Sid Haig, but yeah, I was going to try and get a picture with them, but I was on my way to get my photo up with Nev Campbell, and the crowd was just so massive. I'm like, I can't take the chance.
Oh yeah, and I feel like a lot of people didn't want to take the pictures because of that too.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be in anybody's way. I know I feel really bad when I run in people's way. And with my mask being the way that it is, I have no periphery at all. Yeah. So, like, I didn't want to be running over this person and be in this person's bubble and all that stuff. I could always see what's
And I was blind. I didn't have my glasses on with mine.
Yeah, because I accidentally did this. I did this twice, and both of them, unfortunately, to gun bunny. Like, we were walking through the vendors, and like someone's getting ready to take a picture right from. And I mean, I would just dead stop. I mean, like the foot equivalent of just like slamming on the brakes, because that's just me as a photographer. Like, as soon as I make contact, I'm like, they're taking a picture. I'll freeze, because I know what that's like. So I don't, and I don't want to do that to anyone. And then there's people who about, well, they shouldn't be taking picture in a crowded convention, but I clock in the venue hall, but it's like, well, actually, one, it was way, like I said, they were really worried about, we were right over the limit for the fire marshal. Yeah. Two, you want to stop and get a quick picture, because that's what we did at Horror Hound 3 years ago. Like, it was.
Well, I feel like in any convention, it don't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
Like, if you're walking by and you see someone, you're gonna want to get a picture with them instead of waiting.
Yeah.
Which I do if I see that scarecrow tomorrow.
Yeah.
I do want to try and see about getting a picture with them.
Absolutely, I'd like to meet them.
And the reason I saw people complaining is because they're actually, like, I did overhear somebody complaining. But my last point aside, those two disproving it is, how awkward would it be if you see someone in costume and they're shouting back, "Hey, would you mind coming with me outside the venue area, and we can maybe find a nice spot where there ain't too many people, because there's like probably 2,000 people in this building. Could we do all that to get a picture?" And I mean, it's just like, like everybody said, the whole point of like a convention is you see them, you take a picture. That's how it's been every year. But there was one. There's also some, some forum. So I mean, that guy was mad because he's like, I'm trying to shop, and he's like, and I keep running into people because he keeps stopping to take pictures. Like, why can't they do that somewhere else? Like, dude, you're literally in a convention.
Yeah, people are gonna do that.
So so that's someone I
like. That's actually like one of the big things you always see in conventions.
Yeah. And so that's someone I hope learns, learn meditation, or way to chill. But also there was some poor girl, I guess, like she lost like some signed memorabilia, but like but she was literally, because I was kept, because well, I guess if you don't mind, I'll tell a story, and then the journey I went on today.
Yeah, tell as many stories as you want.
Okay, yeah. So this is gonna be a big one, but I guarantee, I guess I think y'all could. But yeah, because I was kept walking in to check on the celebrities line. Like, I just saw her storming out. She's like on the phone crying. She's like, "Please come pick me up. I just can't be here right now." I was like, man,
Yeah.
And and then like I was like, "Yes, it's gone. I've looked," and I'm like, God, because somebody with anxiety. I mean, you can ask them. I constantly search my pockets, and they'll watch me put my house keys in my pocket, and like literally 5 seconds later, as I'm talking to them, I'll reach and feel. But anyway, so yeah, that was a part of my journey to get a picture with Matt with Matt Lillard. We waited like in the cold to try to get early. We ended up paying extra to get early, and so we get into the convention, and I realized, like, oh yeah, I need to go to the ATM. There's a line in the ATM. I counted, there was 25 people in the ATM line. And so I'm waiting there, and then the staff comes up, like, you guys are too close to the door. You need to rearrange the line, and so we waited even more. So I get the money, and I get all the way to his line, and they cut off right in front of me. If I had just been one person faster. So I was like, dang it, And so anyways, the person we'll give a shout out to is Jake. we've made a couple films. He'll be making a cameo in Invisible Scars, and he offered to let me use his VIP pass. And if the Horror Hound staff hears this, they're, it's too late now, but to let me skip the line to go see Matt Lillard, and this was before the Screen Q&A. So I get there. I go to the part to skip the line, and the lady's like, actually, Mr. Lillard has stated that after the photo ops, after the Q&A, that he's done signing for the day. You'll have to try tomorrow, and and Jake won't be there tomorrow, so I can't use his VIP pass. I'm like, dang it again.
Yeah.
So that's like strike two, and then we were resting down there, and Jake was like, well, try it with Skeet, because Skeet was there, and and Jake was like, hey man, the Skeet, the line's really small, come up, and he kept hitting us, and he was really, so I was like, oh man, so I go up there, and Matt Lillard decides he's still going to sign stuff. So I get that, so don't get me wrong, Skeet was awesome. Like, please, like, if some chance you're watching this, like, you were so awesome, but it's like Scoop, like, literally, I think a lot of horror fans are diehard Scooby-Doo fans, and I am no exception to that. So
most definitely.
Yeah, so getting to meet, so I finally get to meet. I love what both Matt and Skeet complimented my name, and Matt was like, man, I love your hair with your beanie, and just starts rubbing my beanie, and Jake got a picture of him obsessively rubbing my beanie, and he's like such a nice one, because like his handler was like you pay this much for one picture, one autograph, that's it, and he took time out, because he was also really happy, because I thought it was Horror Hound. I didn't think he would have Shaggy memorabilia, but like as soon as I saw the Shaggy picture, like he was, I swear I'm not telling it dramatic, like he literally had the pen out, was getting ready to start signing the screen. I was like, wait, I was like, can I please have Shaggy? And I told him about how much of a child I was. I saw both Scooby-Doo movies in theaters, and so he signed it, and then we took a picture together, and he was like, can I tell you a secret? And then he said in Shaggy's voice, like, Zoinks, your name is so cool, and you can just see the beam of joy, like across my face. And so the reason I tell the story is, one, it was like a journey to get this. Like, literally, my plan was I would just show up tomorrow and just
hope.
I would just run straight.
Which
in.
I definitely want to try and see him tomorrow. I don't even care about getting an autograph. It's just about meeting him.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I want to give Jake a shout, because that was an act of kindness, and I've been doing like this will be coming out Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure there's no way the people I'm getting gifts for can preemptively hear.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil. But anyway, so like there's an actor on Jace we talked about. He's the one who sprained his ankle. Yeah. Oh, I was about to make it much worse. But yeah, so he's also a lot of us go through rough times, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to air people's personal lives on here.
Yeah.
Because Wolf and Gun Bunny got him a pretty cool jigsaw teddy bear, and I got him a little rainbow heart pin. My friend Amber, who helped with like the visuals of probably my most bizarre documentary, because there's like, the B-roll in that is like straight from an art film, and she helped with a lot of that. Would not let me pay her. Actually, both her and Wolf are the only two people I've tried this on. They won't let me pay them, so I left. Cause the reason I keep saying that is because it had literally happened the exact same way both times. And so I was like, okay, so I just left money in the back of their car, and like the next time we hung out, they brought the money back to me.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, she's so nice. So I asked her what movie she likes. She likes Rob Zombie movies, so I got her a Captain Spaulding pin. But like it really made my day, especially Jake was so, for him to be willing to give up his VIP thing, but he had. He just had one condition because he was he was there with his girlfriend. He was like, she just wants her. You can use both line skips. Which I ended up using on Skeet Matt because I didn't know Matt was going to be there. That was such a wonderful surprise. So the only thing, that he just want the lanyard back, and that's why I'm asking you guys. This is my lanyard. I would like it back when you're all done. I went and got VIP. Here is you one line skip each.
That is
oh
awesome.
My god!
Oh my god!
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys can skip line.
You know what that means?
I do.
Our idea.
Our idea.
Yeah, so we'll see that. That's why I was being so creeped out like earlier. I was like, "Is there anything extra?" Because I was scared to death that you guys were going back. I want to see Kane Hodder, and then I'm back. Can we go to the car for reasons? because like I got tired of carrying the bag, so I put the bag in the car. But yeah, that's what I was hiding all day. If y'all would have been like, we're going to wait in Kane Hodder's line back. Okay, guys, here's the story.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
So, we brought one of our props that we made. So, really cool thing is when Wolf went to go meet Adam for the first time, Adam really liked it. And even showed Kane Hodder.
He's like, I kind of want to throw this at Kane.
Yeah. And so it gave us the idea, what if Kane Hodder actually signed it? Then we could say that we have something that we made that Kane Hodder signed.
And it's gonna be preserved in epoxy resin, like it's framed on the shelf in the workshop. Dude, that's dope as hell, man. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's that's exciting.
Absolutely.
So y'all can go meet meet any of them.
That's awesome.
That's
I'm
awesome.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. But yeah, meeting Adam, that was fun too. Because I talked to him about us being independent filmmakers and all that stuff, and me handing him the machete. I'm like, here, you can hold the machete if you want. And so he was like, I kind of want to throw this at Kane. And then they had like a little bit of a stare down between the two of them. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I bought the first two hatchets. The first one he actually signed and everything for completely free, and I actually went back in his line with you two, and we have another little present that we're working on for another friend of ours. Which I'm probably giving a little bit of it away right now, but oh well, maybe not.
Yeah.
But it was neat. It was great getting to meet Adam, and while I was in his line, there was another gentleman that we had spoken with whenever we were waiting to get into the con, who was also an independent filmmaker, and we got into talking about indie films and all that stuff, and he told me about a couple of films that he had made, and I'm like, that's awesome, man. Where can I watch them? It's like, well, they're not out yet, and, they're still being worked on and stuff, but then he handed me his business cards, and he was like, here, take some for your friends, too, because I know you all do work together. And I'm like, dude, anytime that you're working on a film, and we say this for anybody, and this is touching on something that Adam had said, too. I'm not going to spoil too much of it. If you want the scene, he had worked on a TV series called Holliston. Go watch it. And particularly one of the parts with Odorous. A lot of my friends, they ask me, they're like, how much do you make with acting and all that stuff? Because they have this idea that you're in movies and everything, you get a lot of exposure and all that stuff. How much do you get paid? Not a lot, my guys.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Especially since they're not like major titles.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do it out of pure
enjoyment
love and enjoyment of it and everything too. And that's what I thought was great about it. You know, talking to Adam about that. But this guy, he was talking like, man, you know, they're just little shorts and all that stuff. So they're not really, you know, they not really got me anywhere. They got me a little bit of this and that, but you know, mainly it's a labor of love. And I told him, like, dude, if you need help, get up with me and my friends, or we'll get up with you, and we'll totally make that trip. And that honestly goes for anybody listening. If you're working on something and you need some help, holler at us and we'll be there. You don't even have to pay us. You know, paid gigs are great. Don't get me wrong. Paid gigs are great. Mm-hmm. But nothing compares to just that, like, you know you're doing it because you love doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like something I love. Like, I love helping people, and well, you know, like this. But yeah, like a really funny story is about somebody, you know, because Wolf and I worked on this film called Gore, and when I say I worked on it, I mean I was there for 2 days because I was set to help film most of it, and then I decided to break all 5 of my toes at once. So,
which was not your fault.
Yeah, but you know,
just put that on the record.
Yeah, but so like once I barely. Oh yeah, I think I already told the story because you know my doctor was like, all right, now that you made your movie, rest, and I was like, okay, and then I went to a convention. And then I helped with Gore. I basically, but anyway, someone mistook me for a producer and kept asking, you know, when's it coming out? And I'm like, buddy, I'm not a producer. I can barely produce my own movies. And I did have a conversation with like somebody else because like someone's like, man, you know, I want to keep making movies like this, and don't get me wrong, I do love ambition, but he's like, I'll make all these movies, and they'll fund my other movies, and I was like, well,
sometimes,
yeah, and I was like, do you want me to tell you how many of my I consider 10 watchable films, more if you count the documentaries, which I guess I should for the point I'm about to make, but I was like, do you want to know how many of all the films I produced have made their money back? 1. And that was a documentary.
Well, I mean, it's even awesome, like, because where Adam has been a indie film movie maker for a while, his very first film, the budget was only $400.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you can make it on a small budget, but it doesn't mean you're also going to make that money back.
Uh-huh. And there is a cool horror shoot that I actually I don't want to spoil too much because I haven't asked the actors I want to be in the movie yet. So, but yeah, there is like one because I miss, because don't get me wrong, I love Invisible Scars, you know, all that, but like I miss having, like, you know, a film that's like, all right, this is the plot. We're going to take 4 to 5 days max. Let's see what we come up with, because those are like the fun. You know, well, one, you can turn them around really fast because so many people, like, it gets to be so surreal. And you know, Adam actually talked about, you know, someone who I involved with films who's passed, and I mean, it really touched me because I'm dealing with like 3 cast members of Invisible Scars that passed away. And you know, and I don't want to get too like, I really recommend, like, whenever they put the stuff on the Horror Hound channel to watch it. But I will say there was something he also said that struck with me, was like, you go back reading messages through, you know, because like I don't want to say anything about the burn, but you know, like he, what happened to him was really tragic, and I found myself scrolling through messages, and it was like 3 months after we last shot together, and he'd sent me a message, and I remember I was having a real bad fight with someone that day, and so I was like, and I just wrote, I'd love to, I'll be in touch soon, and 3 months later he was gone. And it really hits you, because he was such a nice guy. And I mean, I'm somebody, because I also, I guess, where I talk a lot about camera gear, nerd knowledge,
but amazing with what he does.
Yeah,
completely amazing with what he does.
Absolutely.
But some people also think that I have an ego, and I'm like, no, actually, I have no problem admitting when someone is, someone's like this guy, his aerials, the stuff he did with drones, like I've been practicing with them for about over 4 years now, and it's like a child compared to a master, in my opinion. That he was so good. His aerials bring so much life to the film, But yeah, anyways, that's just something about making movies. Like you really do come to think of these people like as family, and because like I owe so much, and that's also why, because y'all went above and beyond, putting this trip together. I was like, at least I can do is,
we wanted to do it where we were all together.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but like I really, because this is like an average, a really really rough time in my life, and it's like I really needed to be here with you guys.
We're glad to have you.
Oh
here.
yeah, definitely.
I'm always glad to have you here. And we're always glad to help out any way we can.
I mean, it's been such a cool trip. We went to a cool, my favorite gas station in the world, because it has so many weird snacks. And okay, this one's empty, but you remember those sugar hair string things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Play-Doh spaghetti makers.
Yeah, and it's like that, but candy, and it's like, I didn't know these things still exist.
Yeah, some of these, you go to some of these old town stores like that, and you find these kind of hidden gems. I'd guess you'd call them. And it's brings back that nostalgia of being a kid. And I feel like even with some of the stuff at the show, you bought that one picture. I was sitting next to these people, and they had bought in one of the original Fog posters, and you could just see the nostalgia of them talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, I need to get something to protect this because they don't want to get it ruined."
Yeah,
and it's just that nostalgia that trips like this can bring, and even coming to these conventions, you can see things that bring back that nostalgia.
Oh yeah, and like it's because especially what's really crazy is the theater poster market thing, because you can I can order a theater size poster of anything I want, you want the original Friday the 13th, and there are people I could print that for. But this is one. It's exactly like the ones they would have hung up, in the 80s, and they would be like, yeah, but it's not one from
it's not the
original.
original.
They want one that was actually, and I get it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is something cool about that, but because also Jake's super into theater poster collecting, and I actually had an idea. A few weeks ago, I'm definitely glad I didn't do this, just because I wasn't anticipating how how packed the convention was. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to get me an original Scream theater poster, and I'm going to get all four of the cast. Again, I hadn't even conceived like, what if the lines are big? But yeah, I was like, I'm going to get all four of them. And so I look it up, and the original posters are like $300, and I'm like, and this stream I will put on hold.
Yeah.
Like, look, that's what breaks your heart when you see something awesome at a convention, and you just, you look, you're like, man, this would be awesome, and then you look at the price tag, and you just one soul tear in the inside of your heart.
Yeah.
And I feel like certain vendors really do upsell a lot of things.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, an authentic poster, yeah, you're going to pay for it. But, like those Funko Pops.
Yeah.
I didn't even, I like to collect them sometimes. There's certain ones that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to pay $25 for one. Or $30.
Yeah.
When I can go and find it maybe at a store for $12 to $15.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will call out one because I looked it up because I'm a huge fan of replicas, and this guy had a replica of Scream's knife, a buck 120 for those of you who want to be nerds like me. But anyways, it was a pretty solid replica, and I saw it was made by Fun World, but they were selling it for $50, which you can buy the smaller version, the buck 119, for that price. But anyway, so I looked it up. They're selling on eBay right now for $12.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah, so that.
I mean, it's even like that one mask that we were showed you guys before we started the podcast recording. It was a Michael Myers mask, and it didn't look like Michael Myers. Really didn't.
No, it did not.
And the dude wanted $60 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, me being who I am, I posted, "I'll give you a shiny penny and a bag of chips for it."
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's just, and even in the comments, someone's even said, "I've sold these brand new, $20."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, that overselling of certain things, it's ridiculous.
Which, not that I'm a mask aficionado or an AJ Good, for those of you who are fans of the House of Masks and all that stuff. Dude, that dude knows masks on the back of his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, in doing your research on the Michael Myers mask and all that stuff, they were made by Don Post in the original one. It was a Captain Kirk mask.
Yeah.
They were selling this one that you had shown me as a Don Post mask. It didn't look like a Don Post mask. It looked like a Don Piss.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It was it kind of put me in mind of a Michael Myers mask that I had seen at Dollar General at one point around Halloween. It was $5. And even with you and I doing some of the rehauls and stuff that we do on some of these masks, dude, I don't think we could have fixed this one. It was bad.
Yeah, I really don't think we could.
Oh, I was talking about the one from Dollar General. I think given the right tools and stuff, we could have fixed
maybe
that one, maybe, but the Dollar General one that I saw.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think I remember that one.
Yeah, I would try it. It wasn't Michael. It was
Mookle.
It wasn't even Mookle. It was Mook.
I've actually got a funny story. What was really cracking me up when you showed me the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do have to ask, is this the mask?
No.
No.
Oh, wow. I was going to say...
It was worse.
Yeah, the one you showed, because this is the mask I had when I was 12 years old. That is me in a Michael Myers.
Isn't that the same one you had at the Casa whenever we were standing there?
Oh no, I had upgraded by that point.
Oh, okay. But no, this one, it looks... Well, it was weird, too, because it had, painted on eyebrows.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
And then, dreaded hair.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
So it was Rastafarian Michael Myers.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I would probably collect it just because of the odd caricature that it is. Would I pay $60 for it? I'm gonna say no.
Definitely not. And I mean, I'm a collector of odd things.
Yeah.
And I know you are too.
I'm not. Yes, I am.
Me, like, even with, like, guns and everything, if I walk into a gun store, I'm going to look, and I have to buy the oddest thing I ever see out of it. And the same thing with, like, certain things. Like, I know you bought one, I bought two, but the bears from this one dude.
Yeah, Horror Show Jack.
And amazing work on them.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact that they're weird.
Oh, yeah.
And they're unique.
I've always loved his.
Yeah.
And he's fun to talk to, too.
Most definitely.
As I go through memory lane, I do want to show you the leather face mask I gave you.
Yeah.
This is 15-year-old me wearing it.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
But
you can see that the hair was definitely a lot more curly back then.
Yeah.
Horror Show Jack, though, yeah. My first meeting with Horror Show Jack was back in 2019, and we were headbanging to Raining Blood, and I'm like, my ex at the time, she knew him, or knew of him, and I'm sitting there like, I don't even know this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I already like him because we're headbanging the Slayer. And then just talking to him, he's so fun to talk to. Like when I saw him this yesterday, somebody had brushed by him, and I guess they had like a bag or something, and it like brushed against his butt, and I just happened to be there. He was like, "Did you grab my ass?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." And he was like, "Why didn't you?" And I'm like, "I'm just waiting for the opportune moment, man. Like right when you least expect it. Like you're probably expecting it now."
Mm-hmm.
But when you least expect it, you're going to get a good one, and you're going to turn around and see me. And we just cackled laughing and all that stuff, and I'm like, dude, it's good to see you back. And stuff like that. He's really cool. And, like, his whole booth, like, everybody that was working his booth is great.
Because that's where the Jinx was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, their products are great, and they do custom things, too.
Yeah.
That's dope. They had their shit set up right there. They'll do your custom things. There's people doing tattoos there too.
Yeah, so they had a bunch of tattoo artists tattooing both days so far. I don't know if they're going to do any tomorrow because obviously we don't know until we go tomorrow. But yeah, it's cool kind of seeing because I mean I am a huge tattoo enthusiast. Oh, yeah. I am covered in tattoos. So I always love even watching people get tattoos. But to even just see the fact that they are doing tattoos in an area like this, at a convention, is kind of cool.
Speaking of Horror Show Jack, guess who just started following me on Instagram? Speak of the devil, there he is. Hey man, if you ever watch this episode, man, thank you. You're so awesome, and it's always good to see you. You're gonna be seeing a lot of my business because I love your work.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's been great.
Yeah,
it's been great, and keep in mind, we're about an hour into this so far. We just got started. Yeah. Like, we've got more stuff to tell. God, this episode's going to be long. But yeah, there was him. There's Creepy and Cute Shop, which are,
They sold out very fast.
They did, and I felt bad because I wanted, I want to buy something off of them. Yeah. Guys, if you're hearing this, I'm definitely going to buy something off of you because I've been promising I'm going to do it for like 3
we also
years.
Got their card, so if they have a store, we can now.
They do. They also have an Instagram page. But yeah, really, really nice people. They do
crocheted dolls.
Crocheted dolls.
And every single one has a heart somewhere on it.
Yeah. And
so it's a kind of a cool little neat thing.
Yeah.
They do.
And they're other people, just great people to talk to. I haven't spoke to him this year, but Donald England, he's an artist. He does some like t-shirt work and everything. He's actually the guy that did my slasher. Excuse me, I just made a strange noise. The demon's coming out. When's the demon's gonna get it out there, boy? I gotta go. But no, he did my slasher shirt, and I think it was like a wood carving or something that he did. And the only reason I bought it, well, it's awesome as hell, first of all, but it had the original Harry Warden from My Bloody Valentine, the first My Bloody Valentine.
Which we all know is one of your favorite movies.
Yes, it is actually my favorite slasher of all time. Even though I share a birthday with Michael Myers, even though Michael Myers and I are both tall and all that stuff, even though Michael Myers and I like knives and masks and Halloween and we're goal driven and we can power walk like a motherfucker, with as much as we have in common, I like Michael. I really do. But I think it was like the cover of My Bloody Valentine, the original one, where you see like the gas mask and just the light shining up on it. You see the person's eyes on the inside. Even though I fucking hate that. Like I hate whenever you can look at something, you can see the human eyes. Oddly enough, it just kind of, oh, it's a dude. I don't like that. But that was just so eerie to me as a kid. And like, I don't know, I'm just desensitized to a lot of stuff. Nothing really creeps me out. I don't get scared. So whenever I find something that does have that effect on me, I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And I think that's what spawned my love of gas masks.
Yeah.
So Harry Warden, yeah, he's my favorite slasher. But yeah, he's the one that did my shirt. I'm going to speak to him tomorrow.
Yeah, it was so awesome just going through the booths, and I just saw the figure, and I was like, woof, woof. And just like pointing.
Oh yeah, I finally got a Harry Warden action figure. An original Harry Warden action figure.
Yeah, you did.
Which is actually going to be appearing in my stream. When is it going to be appearing in my stream? I don't know. Because we stay busy and I haven't streamed in a while. But let's see what he's got.
Yeah, because you didn't really get to look at it other than when you were buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because like I saw it and I was like, there it is.
So it's a NECA Real Toys. Doesn't say specifically what run it is, but yeah, it's got Harry Warden. He's got his jumpsuit and everything. It's got everything. He's got the little headlamp and the little battery pack. He's got his belts. He's got the nail gun that he used in it, and of course his pickaxe. His
candy heart,
box of chocolates, and the knife that he uses to cut off his arm in the end. And I'm so happy that I found an original one because, like, I love it. I love it so much. I've got 2 Soviet GP7 gas masks, one of which I'm keeping as is because I love gas masks.
I love the fact that it says ages 17 and up.
Yeah.
Not made for kids.
Nope, this is for adults. But the other one I have actually modified to be more like the remake of My Bloody Valentine, even though I do not much care for the remake.
Yeah,
it's got some okay kills in it.
Okay, guys. Y'all want to hear my honest review of the remake? Remake as it is, 9 out of 10. Remake without that one shot of him busting the lights, 0. That one shot's cool.
Yeah, I really do like that shot.
Had y'all going, didn't I?
I really do like that shot. And Tom Atkins. Was there too.
Okay.
Tom Atkins was there.
All right, remake without that shot in Tom Atkins. 0. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, no, it was...
It had some solid kills in it, but like...
Oh yeah, the gore was good, but... it's like watching a movie that misses the point of the original.
Yeah, which it was all 3D too. And I'm the kind of person, like, whenever it's 3D is in the title, I'm kind of not inclined to want to watch it because you know where all the budget's going to go. Like, the story's going to be, the effects might be a little,
Like, and it
even if they do nail the effects, there's still going to be on other things.
Well, like it's just like it's also like 99% of the people are going to watch it when it's out of theaters and not I'd say,
and you don't have that 3D effect.
Yeah.
Even I've owned a 3D TV. It does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
It will never be the same as it was in theaters.
And yeah, like it's
only time 3D will work.
Yeah. And like it really hurts like one of my favorites just because one of my favorite Friday final girls is Chris from Friday the 13th Part 3.
Mm-hmm.
I love she beats Jason so bad. She gives him the axe mark. Yeah. But one thing I can't stand, and as I've got older and rewatched it, is when you guys watch Friday the 13th Part 3, you'll notice like all the dark and moody atmosphere is gone, and the reason why is because the experimental cameras like they used to film the 3D for Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D required an insane amount of lights, and so they had to get rid of that atmosphere for something that really hurt, in my opinion, hurt the film in the long run.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I could talk about really weird camera gear and all that stuff, but it's kind of similar nowadays. Like the camera I got, my main walk around portrait camera, like it does killer slow mo, but you need a lot of pretty good light to make it look good.
Mm-hmm. Like, I want to pull a big hush, too. Speaking of the Part 3, whenever Jason acquires his iconic hockey mask.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go through and try to make as many Jason masks as I can. But knowing the two of us, we can knock those out.
Which, I've already started on.
You have.
So, where I've been out with kind of recovering from getting COVID and everything, I kind of have plenty of time to think about ideas. And I'm sitting there at home. I've got 2 Jason masks that I bought at Walmart. They're the cheap ones, I'm like, I kind of want to do something. And I had seen the commercial for Venom, the Carnage one.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen either one of them yet, which I do want to. But it gave me the idea to make a Venomized Jason, kind of do that crossover. Mm-hmm. So, I had, at the time, some EVA foam clay. And it's awesome stuff to work with, because you can mold with it. Mm-hmm. And then it turns into foam, it's lightweight. So I actually made a Venomized mask with dope. Jason. And everything on it, other than obviously the plastic for the mask, is EVA foam.
It looks killer. I've been eyeing some. You can find them on eBay though. The Jason style hockey mask, which this is for you real nerds out there. But it's not saying that we aren't, because we totally are. Mm-hmm. The Jason mask, actual Jason, very different from the ones that you can get at like Walmart and stuff like that. I think it's because the design on the mask is actually patented by some company, like with the vent holes and the chevrons and stuff.
There's also a lot of legal things with it. And that's why you can actually get in trouble for actually trying to replicate. So you kind of have to do your own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did see one, because way back when I had a film grant, I thought about buying a quality Jason mask, but the person I got sent a legal cease and desist, and this was in 2018, right before all the lawsuit with Jason. Nothing can kill Jason except the legal department, because they did a pretty good job. But it's so wild at copyright stuff. Like another random but kind of similar thing is like how Laurie Strode is in Dead by Daylight, but they couldn't make her look like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, didn't they base it off like a comic or something like that?
Something like yeah,
some kind of Halloween comic.
And then like Freddy is in there, but they had to make it clear it's the remake Freddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, it's so weird with like all that copyright stuff. It's like,
I mean, it's like even where they had the Demogorgon, they took it out because they didn't have the rights, and the people who did wanted it pulled from Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, Netflix declined to renew the contract, and and especially as someone who got into to it through like Stranger Things, that hurts.
Yeah.
And but all that is so wild, and that is part of why I love conventions, because you can find people making some quality stuff you won't be able to find online, or it'll be really, really hard to find online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're mass produced, but I just want to make one. They had the Part 5, the Roy Burns mask. It was NECA's remake.
Yeah.
NECA's production of it, and it looks great. It looks great, but I have a Part 3 NECA mask. I don't like it because it's thick. It's really thick. The strap's a little too long, and it pulls down on your face and everything, so it kind of like slide off and all that shit. Like, it's really awkward to wear. And I'd say it'd be the same thing for the Part 5 mask as well.
Yeah.
But it was actually the one that you had got me that Kane had autographed. Those types of masks are the ones that you can get from like eBay and stuff, and they're like $3 per mask or something like that. They're fine. They're totally fine. Lightweight plastic. And with the NECA mask too, I feel like if I drop it, it's gonna break.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like this one, you can throw it across the room, and you might get scratched to paint. So yeah, I would definitely want to just try and my hand at making them. But aside from figures, there wasn't a whole lot of masks and stuff. They had figures of like masks, but
they had a lot of pops. I did notice
figures,
that.
A lot of action figures, but not
a lot of toys.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're always going to see shirts.
Yeah.
And all that. But yeah, even with the jewelry, there wasn't even much jewelry.
No.
Because Pendant is somewhere in the bed because I took it out when I went to bed. But there's like this really cool Pentagram Cat Necklace I bought, and I've looked. I even post on these like subreddits to find really obscure things. And because I bought a Gizmo pendant, and I bought the cat pendant from the same vendor. And I've looked, you can't find the exact same Gizmo, which, from Gremlins, if any of y'all don't know, but you can't find that anywhere. And so I've looked, and now I'm like, by this point, I'm like, I just want to know where this design came from, because,
Yeah.
But now the mystery deepens, because I was like, oh, that's cool, maybe I'll see them at Horror Hound, and they'll be there, but yeah, it was like a whole venue just full of, like, $10 necklaces, and this year, like, if they were there, they would have made a lot of money, because I did buy some pins, but I really like pins and necklaces.
Yeah.
I'm so sad we didn't get to meet with them. The awesome people at Backward Slate Productions who gave us Bong of the Living Dead. Because that's actually where we had met them 3 years ago. Wait a minute. Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah, they had some things come up and they weren't able to make it to this year's convention. But they're there in spirit, I've got the the bong pendant, not bong pendant, the bong pin, the backward slate pin on my vest. So I'm repping wherever I go. And then there was a couple of other pins. It's Frankenstein's monster and his bride that I had also gotten at Horror Hound. So we didn't get to see those people, which sucks. We did see Monkey Chris. Monkey Chris is back. Awesome 3D printer, 3D artist and all that stuff. He does Buddhas with several famous faces and monsters and everything.
So, growing up, I actually had a set of Buddhas. And of course, they're all different kind of Buddhas. And, like, I had the meanings. So, being able to find Buddhas with different characters like that, really awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, me being a big avid Joker fan, where I do I think a pretty good job at the animated version of the voice. I found a Joker Buddha, so of course I had to get it. And then of course the horror side had to get Cthulhu.
Oh yeah, I actually bought the Cthulhu. Whenever I first met him 3 years ago, I bought I think the same color one too.
Because he had the green and then the dark gray kind of look. Kind of gunmetal look.
Yeah.
And I liked the gunmetal look better.
Yeah, I went with Cthulhu because it was like, man, I love all of these things. But it's trying to figure out which one you want to get that's the hardest. But yeah, he had all that stuff set up there, and then he had the Mount Rushmores, like different kinds of Mount Rushmores, and I bought one model with all of the classic Universal movie monsters on it. It's got Dracula, the Mummy, Wolfman, and Gillman. I had to have Gillman on there. So it's not all of them, but some of the bigger ones. And then he's got an 80s version of that with Leatherface, Jason, Freddy, and Michael, and I'm like, hell yeah! So I ended up getting those, and they're great.
Which, unfortunately, we all know, the Mount Rushmore with Texas Chainsaw, Freddy, and all that did get a little damaged.
It did, but that was my fault.
Dropped it.
That was my fault. That was my fault, though.
But we all know you can fix it.
Yeah, Super Glue can fix anything. Especially like where I bought it in white. I bought a white print of it. You don't really have to worry about like seeing your glue that much, which if you have like accelerant, isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Glue one side, put accelerant on the other, touch it together, it immediately kicks. There you go. So yeah, it's nothing that a little glue can't fix. But yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault because I did drop it.
Yeah.
I felt bad too. Speaking of people that dropped something, I found around that same area somebody had dropped a Munsters pin. And there's no way to tell who did it.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely no way.
Well, I mean, we were even in the elevator, and someone had dropped a pack of stickers. Like, I wonder how much stuff, at the end of the day, the people who are working it find.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say quite a bit.
Well, it's just because, like, things are big and, it's like everything's, like, constantly moving. Like, it was nowhere near this crowd 3 years ago. But, I guess that's what kind of happens when you shut down the world for a bit and slowly you start opening things back up.
Yeah, that'll happen. That'll absolutely happen. Let's see, what else did we get into?
Good question. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that it's hard to process sometimes, especially when you're just taking everything in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, while we were walking out today, there was that girl getting set up on her stilts, who was kind of like an arachnid queen.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a people that do haunts and stuff there.
Yeah.
We need to go talk to them too.
I would, if they're there tomorrow, I definitely want to.
Yeah.
Also, there's like a band about a mummy set up right next to that same haunt. And like, I'm just looking and they're like, here, have a sticker. I was like, okay, sweet.
Hell yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig mummy.
But, yeah, it's just, there's so much just to even process sometimes. That it kind of, you almost forget it until later on when you think of it.
Mm.
Because you're just like, I feel like a little kid in a candy shop.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with things like this.
Absolutely.
You know, you're like, ooh, shiny.
Yeah, I would go bankrupt in all seriousness if I had the money to spend.
Mm-hmm.
I could, like...
I feel...
everything out.
Yeah, I already ended up overspending, and but I don't want to say it is because there is one more gift I think about getting somebody, but that's currently to be continued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll reveal it next podcast if I get it.
I have no qualms like paying for some of the stuff that you see there because like it's homemade.
That's like I said, the bears.
Yeah.
They're priced reasonably too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that they are homemade, it's worth it.
Yeah. I think if you send us to
some of those, like I said, the pop figures, I'm not gonna overpay for those.
No.
Those are mass produced,
and
it's not unique.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. It's something that people collect. You know.
There's also real crazy markets. Actually, this one guy Jake and I seen and. Must have some pretty good money because he was in line to see Skeet and he had the Ghostface. He had two of them, two Ghostface Funko Pops, and he was talking about how Nev signed with a pen that wasn't like a Sharpie, and her signature was ruined, and he talk about how that would drastically affect the resale value. So he scrubbed it off, and he's like, I'm just gonna try and catch her tomorrow and get her to sign them because you gotta have the signatures in pristine condition for resale. And it's like, man,
that's one thing I will never buy is a pop with a signature.
Yeah,
I do like some of the art that the people do when they sign it because I've seen some really awesome artwork on it. I don't understand the concept because I mean. I want to, if I'm buying a Funko Pop, I want to take it out and display it. Mm-hmm. Some people don't, but I'm buying it because I want to display it.
I got a Funko Pop Xenomorph my ex bought me. I can't say where it is displayed in my apartment, but I do have this funny thing because like whenever I'm moving stuff around and I see it, I'll go place it somewhere else, but... Yeah, but that's like part of the fun. So I couldn't even imagine just keeping it in the box forever. Because that's part of the fun, just moving it around. I got out of boredom, but well, I mean, that and getting them to like sign it. It's like I don't know. There's like a lot of other stuff I would rather them sign. And like, I was going to go for the Scream poster, and then
See, I would rather go for a poster.
Yeah.
Than a Funko Pop. Which, I have a lot of autographs. It's something I do collect. I've got some really awesome ones. And I've actually even given Wolf one of them.
Mm-hmm. You have.
Which was the Kane Hodder. Which I ended up getting another Kane Hodder autograph later on, but... All my autographs are something that I can frame or kind of more personal. Like, I'm a huge Boba Fett fan. I have Boba Fett's helmet signed by Jeremy Bullock. Awesome. And it's signed on the helmet, too. So it's not like signed on the box and I have to have the box there. No.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on the helmet and I can display the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I did try it on because, of course, you're like, Boba Fett's helmet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to don it on at least once.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You absolutely have to. I got a cowboy hat too, and I've been playing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Which you've come up with something that you've wanted to do for a while. The reason why you bought the cowboy hat.
Yeah. I heard the term y'alternative before, and if you can't tell by this point, we're from Kentucky, and if you can't tell, I can't help you. But, yeah, I like the alternative, like punk rock looking style with a lot of spikes and all that stuff in it. So I'm going to make a alternative cowboy hat and I found one. I found one today at a gas station. It's a black one, and I'm like, heck yeah. So I'm excited to just dive into this thing and make it
one of our many projects that we work on, of course.
And probably an integral part of my wardrobe for certain events. Like, I love my beanie. My beanie is like my everyday wear. But every now and then you gotta have a little bit of flair on it. Just throw on your cowboy hat and be like...
Put your shades on.
Put my shades on. We went to Walmart too. Had this ridiculous get up on. And I didn't even change out of my costume either. So there I was, covered in like dirt and blood and nastiness. I had still makeup around my eyes and all that stuff. Well, it wasn't makeup.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you call it makeup,
it was paint.
It was makeup alternatives.
Yeah, it was acrylic paint because that's what we had. All that caked around my eyes still. Just threw the cowboy hat on, went into Walmart. Didn't even care. But I mean, I dig it. I really dig it. And there's a lot of people. To the people that know us, y'all know we wear vests and everything.
Me, it's hard because I'm a bigger guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
But we've been asked, why do you all wear the vest and everything? And I'm like, it's just a punk and like this little subculture thing that we do. And if you don't believe me, go to a punk show, first of all. Or go to a horror con. Because there's vests everywhere. Right? Mm-hmm. And lots of really, really cool ones, too. I even got complimented quite a few times on mine yesterday.
Now, if I could ever find a vest that fits, I would totally have one.
Oh, we'd help you. But you got a patch already, too.
I've got a few patches.
A few patches, yeah. Because,
of course, when I went to Louder Than Life last year, which I got you one, I got 2 other patches. Because I am a huge fan of a lot of different things. Creepy and weird is one of them, obviously. So, for me, and it actually gave me the idea for one of the weapons, Alice, American McGee's Alice.
Yeah.
Is kind of a creepy kind of style Alice in Wonderland. Which I love Alice in Wonderland because the fact that it is that kind of creepy, psychedelic kind of thing. But the Cheshire Cat with the tongue hanging out but no bottom jaw. Awesome effect, you know?
Definitely.
And then I've got, obviously, a brain alien. Still awesome. But, so today we were at Adam's booth, ended up getting a patch for the Hatchet movies, which I love the Hatchet movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Hatchet 2 playing silently in the background.
We all bought Hatchet movies together.
Yeah.
Which, like, They're free to watch on Tubi, and that's fine. I've got Tubi, but at the same time,
same with like what is it? Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Almost all of them are on Amazon Prime too.
Yeah.
Like I was actually telling Adam, like, way back in the distant lands of 2010, it was super hard to find a DVD of Hatchet 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went on a month-long search, and I ended up buying it on Scarefest. Coincidentally from Kane Hodder,
which is still awesome.
Yeah. I believe. I touched on that last episode, and I was too nervous to ask him to sign it because me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But
you need to bring it tomorrow.
but I was talking to I was talking to him, and he was like, man, there was like a moment where it's like, why was it so hard to find back then? It's like, oh yeah, I guess Amazon wasn't really that well built, and like it wasn't like it was on Amazon, but they were wanting like $40 for it, and when you're a poor kid in Eastern Kentucky, you're like I mean, my mom got used to me being really, but paying absurd amounts of money for weird horror themed stuff. But I think that would have crossed the line. Like I think she would just smack me upside my head. Go buy this 40. No.
But yeah, they're on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
They're free to watch, but we support independent filmmaking.
Yes.
And it was awesome to be able to buy them from the guy that wrote, directed, acted, and produced them. It's dude, this is great. This is absolutely great. But yeah.
Because, I mean, even before I watched them, I had come up to your house, and we were going to try and watch it, but of course, your TV was acting up.
Yeah, my TV used to scream at us.
So, we didn't get to even, I think we got to see, the first set of kills, and that was it? And then it started screaming at us?
Yeah, we didn't even really make it past the first... They just started the tour.
The first kills were before the tour.
Yeah.
Because it was Robert Englund and his son in the movie.
Yeah. They had just got on the bus and was going to the boat.
Yeah.
And then it started acting up, and I'm like, fuck. It's going to here it goes. Dang.
So I get home, and I'm like, well, now I really want to watch it.
Yeah.
Because one has Robert Englund in it, and we already know it has Todd, the Candyman.
Tony Todd.
Yeah, Tony Todd in there. And then it has Kane Hodder. There's 3 legends right there.
What more could you ask for? I feel like if you ask for anything more at that point, you're being difficult.
And the fact that they even added Spalding into it.
That's Sid Haig.
Yeah.
They added him into the movie. Really kind of makes the movies, really.
Absolutely. You can tell Adam's very passionate about that.
Most definitely.
That's awesome. I love it.
And it was also really refreshing to hear him say something like a lot of things seem right, man, it must be like so fun all the time. And don't get me wrong, there are really fun days, but he talks about it is actually insanely hard to make these movies, and there are times when you just keep going and going, and that's how it's been with Invisible Scars, like just trying to finally get this movie out.
Yeah, it's been pretty difficult, but we've rolled with the punches, and we're on the cusp. We're so close, and I'm happy. I'm really happy. And there's no doubt that once it's out, dude, you're gonna shine. Absolutely gonna shine.
Most definitely.
But yeah, I bought the first 2 Hatchets. You bought the 3 that Adam directed, and you bought Hatchet 2. So every one of us bought a Hatchet movie, at least one Hatchet movie today. Yeah. So yeah, tonight we're having Hatchet night / podcast night. / whatever not. I got Cards Against Humanity too, so.
That's always a possibility.
Yeah, always. And then we've got a ton of other horror. Well, not a ton. I did Bring Back the Living Dead, and we watched that last night, and Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
But I still got the 2018 Halloween and Rob Zombie's Firefly trilogy over there as well. So yeah, we got a lot to choose from.
And it was even cool that, even though this was a horror convention, right?
Yeah.
There were people not even just doing horror cosplays.
Yeah.
Like, I know we were standing in line this morning, and people were like, who the hell is he supposed to be? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, wait, that's the Warp Gate character from My Hero Academia. And it's a really good... The person did a really good job.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm looking at it, and obviously, boom, I know who it is.
Like, I don't watch anime, so I have absolutely no idea, but I do remember that some people pointing that cosplay out.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, because, like, let's see. So, for me, I've watched all but the last season. I'm still working on the last season of My Hero Academia that obviously has come out. But they did a really good job on this character. And I like to say they used the material for your, like, loofahs for the showers. That's what it kind of looked like, material.
Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting ones. And there was the Deathcore Creed guy.
Mm-hmm.
Really awesome. Let's see. What else? Oh man, there was the... Oh wow. That looks cool.
Yeah, like they nailed the...
Oh yeah.
Like they nailed the character.
Yeah. Ooh, Halloween 3 panel.
Oh yeah.
The very first event that we went to.
Very true.
Where we got to speak to Tom Atkins, Dick Warlock. Why are the other two's name escaping me?
I know...
The director. He was there.
There was the...
Tommy Lee Wallace.
Yeah.
And then, I can't think of her name, but she was the heroine.
Yeah. This is gonna bother me.
Yeah.
This is absolutely gonna bother me.
I'm very bad with remembering names.
Yeah. It's more... With me, with names, sometimes I suck at naming stuff to begin with. But whenever I'm talking about some people from a movie and stuff like that, I could love the movie, absolutely love the movie. Their names will escape me, and I'll end up calling them like Bing Bong and Dingus.
Stacy Nelkin.
Yes. Yeah, they spoke in the very first event that we went to, and it was great hearing these people speak. Absolutely phenomenal. Lots of really awesome crowd interaction,
and I love the fact that like someone brought up a idea that maybe could possibly come to fruition.
Oh yeah, but no spoilers here. Though.
Yeah. And they also confirmed that there won't be this other thing that people are wondering. Again, no spoilers. Because if you are going to want to find out, you're going to have to, if they do upload them, check out the Horror Hound panels that they post if they do.
Well, actually, I hate to say it, but I'm going to spoil right now. It turns out the real Walking Dead is everyone driving in city traffic.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. This is honestly one of the reasons I could not live in the city. I'm so happy that we live in a very rural area because...
And no offense to any of you who live in the city and love the city.
Yeah.
No.
It's just not us.
Yeah.
But if you're the kind of person who's driving on the road and then you see somebody who's getting ready to turn over into like the lane and you're far enough away and you see them get ready to turn and then you speed up, you kind of suck.
And
it's like, I'm going to beat you wherever you're going. And keep in mind, you have another lane you can get over in.
Yeah.
But no, you're going to like, I'm just going to keep this person from...
What's wild is seeing all these speed demons and like they try to rush and like stop us from passing them. You know, they're slow into a try. And then we end up like at the red light behind them like 15 seconds later.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I saw my chance and I had to make that comment.
Yeah.
There's your spoiler.
Oh, God.
So, actually thinking about it, and I don't know if I've mentioned this in the podcast. I know I've mentioned where I do voices. I have then inspired my nephew to want to do voices. And I would love to one day call him for you guys to, which we could maybe do it tomorrow. He does an amazing Good Burger voice. He does the whole, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, perfectly. And he's like 5. Yeah.
Oh, this one, okay.
Yeah, he's like 5 years old. But I inspired that in him because of the voices. And I know with you and the filming, Adam is an inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
It's that inspiring people makes you almost feel good. But, like, he loves, and where you got to meet Matthew Lillard. I don't really want the autograph, because I have his autograph already on a screen poster. But thinking about it, I want to go meet Matthew Lillard and do my impression of Shaggy. And if I do go tomorrow and do that, I would probably get an autograph for my nephew.
Nice.
And I don't know. Like, I would love it just have him be like, of course, Shaggy, being Shaggy. Like Zoink Scoops! I think they got a chocolate cake in there!
Love it. Absolutely love it. Even though tomorrow's like the last day, man, it's like there's still so much left to do.
Yeah.
So much.
Most definitely.
It's gonna be great. I just hope we can get up to Kane too, and he'll autograph the shit.
Yeah, I think as long as we repeat what we did this time, which we just came in early, like, not only do you get there early, but the good thing is the parking.
So night 1, we didn't get. We actually got lost.
Yeah, well, it turns out the people you all listening to this podcast that asked to pray for us during safe journey through Somerset, you didn't do your job, okay?
And it wasn't even Somerset that messed us up.
No. But you see, because they didn't do that, it jinxed us, and the curse of Somerset carried over to Google Maps, and it got us lost.
Like, what is it, like 30 minutes from the hotel to the convention?
Yeah.
Turned into like almost an hour to try to get there.
But you see, because last time we was bragging on Google Maps.
Yeah.
And so you all didn't pray, and then the curse of Somerset affected Google Maps, so I guess now we're just going to go the old way by looking at the direction of the sun.
But, I mean, we did get to see some really cool parts of the city that we probably would have never saw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, could you believe the last time I was in Cincinnati was whenever we was at Horror Hound 3 years ago. I haven't been to Cincinnati since.
Mm-hmm. I was here for one of the actors of the film, their siblings' wedding, which it was pretty cool. If I could remember, I might be able to randomly message my boss. She might remember the name of this restaurant, but I could take you through there because it might be worth at least a drive through that part time because it really is beautiful and it was pretty nice there.
I'm scrolling through Facebook right now. One of the rare times I'm actually on Facebook because let's be real, Facebook sucks. Scarefest already has their October stuff up.
Oh wow!
Oh nice.
Let's see what we got. But it's back for its 14th year. They're listening to us. They figured some stuff out. I want $1 million. Tax free, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
please.
I don't want. I don't
tax free, especially, and I don't have to pay taxes on it later. Because that's usually how they get you.
So that means all those years ago when I was at Scarefest, I was at its 3rd year, and that makes me feel really old. Ooh, the bagel is killing me. it actually is. We back pain has been a recurring theme in this adventure. Sadly,
like you can definitely we're not old at all, but you can definitely tell we're not as young as we used to either. Like we feel things. We're starting to get to that point where we're feeling it the next day.
Yeah. To quote one of our local musicians, Dear Neil, I met a girl who it says like she reminded me I'm not as young as I used to be. She laughed, but only a little. But yeah, no, that's what. You definitely feel it like whenever we, and like you have this moment where you realize that your friends are we're all getting old together because like I can't even remember what we was doing, but I remember I was walking with Wolf and I was like, and I was trying to hide the fact that I had back, that my back was like me, and I'm like, I can tough it up. And then Wolf was like, actually, I want to go to the car. My back is hurting. And I'm like, yes, actually, Mia.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to say anything because these guys can attest. Like, I'm sure there's times they've noticed me, especially because my foot it still hurts to walk on.
Yeah.
You'll see me in pain, and I'm like, are you okay? Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm just because like a lot of people don't. And like that has led to some instances like where I tell people who like aren't around me regular, I'm like all of a sudden I'm like, hey, we need to rest because I'm feeling really weak, and then they turn around and like, I'm not gonna say, but yeah, one of the Invisible Scars cast members said I was like pale white and like literally looked like I was about to collapse, and they were like, how long were you feel like that? I'm like 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, but I just because I'm somebody I will keep on going, and the moment it gets unbearable, I will let you know. But I go out of my way because I don't know. I've always been that way, and I think that's even because I'm assuming my doctor is not a listener of this podcast because she has not beat me within an inch of my life, and again. I deservedly so. Like I do not blame her at all. She has been a saint. She has put up with me. But yeah, like the first day she okayed me walking, and she's like yes, and you can practice my knee scooter. Yeah, she gave me the okay to practice going around, and she's like, "All right, but only do it in your apartment." I immediately went downtown in that thing. I went everywhere. I was fighting the really bad brakes on those knee scooters. Those knee scooters do not have the most reliable brakes. But yeah. Anyway, that's just just shows like how much. But yeah. Anyway, I was like so happy because I was like, I don't know how much longer I can last. And the wolf was like, my back's kind of hurting. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Which, like, generally, I think I'm pretty good gauging on whenever you need to take a break.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I'm not, dude, don't hesitate to be like, hey, I need to sit down. Like, oh yeah, sure, okay.
It's like literally it's like my body, like I can't remember the Futurama quote, but it's like my body is really sore and doesn't want to do it, but my mind wants to keep exploring. Because I'm like it'll be all right. Like worst case scenario, I pass out. Big deal.
Yeah. So, right here, as of now, for Scarefest 214, Scarefest 14, the guests, as of now, they're going to add more, and I'm going to give some of these a maybe, because, they may cancel, you never know what's going to happen. CJ Graham, from Friday the 13th, Part 6. Yeah. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I'm looking at looking at my phone screen, and the text isn't that great. Kane Hodder. If you don't know who Kane Hodder is, I can help you. Mark Holton. He's from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Leprechaun, and the Gacy movie. Tom Matthews, T. Jarvis, Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp, which I've been dying to meet for a while.
Oh yeah, I've heard she's really awesome.
Yeah.
Someone I do hope we get to meet sometime, because he unfortunately canceled pretty close to the beginning. Our trip here is Stephen Ogg, who voices Trevor, and again, I don't want to be one of those people like you know him from this instead of that. How dare you? But yeah, like I was talking to one of my friends, and they're like, oh yeah, they got that guy from The Walking Dead. I'm like, who? And they're like, Negan's lieutenant. And I'm like, are you talking about Stephen Ogg? Yeah. And I'm like, you don't know him from anywhere else? And they're like, no. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how you know I'm an old man. What? He was in this game called GTA 5.
You need to educate yourself, young man. But Lloyd Kaufman, R.A. Mihailoff, who was in Hatchet 2, which we also just watched.
Yeah.
John Kassir from Tales from the Crypt. Sky Elobar, and Michael St. Michaels. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I sincerely apologize, because I do kind of suck. Beverly Randolph and Leanna Quigley from Return of the Living Dead. Which is another favorite movie of mine. Marsha Dietling. Again, sorry. And Dana Ashbrook from Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Alan Troutman from Return of the Living Dead and Part 2. Larry Zerner from Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th Part 3. Because, we were talking about that earlier. Also, from Part 3, Tracy Savage. David Cadams, and Kevin O'Brien. Scarefest 14's looking pretty good so far.
That's in Lexington, right?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
October 21st through the 23rd.
Oh, and that's during haunt season too.
Yeah, let's see. 21st.
Yeah, because we were considering going to Scarefest.
Yeah.
The previous year, but our obligation to the haunt.
Yeah, definitely makes it hard.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sure, because I don't know if you've seen anything for the Pikeville Comic-Con.
I have not.
But because where it was July 30th or the 31st last year in Pigeon Forge, there's going to be a fan expo, and I know I've showed it to you guys, but there's going to be some awesome names on there as well, to include Kane Hodder, the guy who played Pinhead, or at least one of them, one of the guys from American Horror Story, and a bunch of others. There's going to be some anime people there. There's going to be, it's just a good mix.
Yeah.
That's where, especially while we're meeting all the Scream Fest, where I got Roger L. Jackson to lead me. Actually, I will play you guys this voicemail he left me, because it is something I keep forgetting. I've had this as my voicemail since 2013.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And so when I was having all this foot surgery and stuff, I kept noticing that my doctors were were sounding pretty concerned on their voicemail. And at first I'm like, okay, they're having an off day. And then, especially when you're in constant agonizing pain, you're like, is there something they're not telling me? Like, am I going to go to the doctor and they're about, well, you have a disease. It's a rare one. How rare? You get to name it, But anyway, it turned out they were, because every time I wouldn't answer because I'm terrible at answering my phone, they were hearing this voicemail. And okay, yeah, so I was able to distract you all so much while I pulled it up.
Are you looking for Oakley? Well, he's a little tied up right now. He's such a cut up, or he will be soon. Say, who are you? Maybe we could play a little game. What's your name? And what's your number? I want to know who I'm looking at. I said, what's your name and what's your number? Tell me right now or I will gut you like a fish. You understand?
Yeah, so that is my voicemail.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Especially being the fact that you're a horror fan.
Uh-huh.
That you could have someone record that for you.
Yeah, see, it's wild because especially when you're a filmmaker, you're like, man, how do they make him sound so menacing? Just that natural, just like his voice sounds.
Yeah.
And it turns out they don't do anything to him in post. That's legit how he sounds. Because he was just like, he was like, he's like, can I use your phone? And I was like, well, this camera has a built-in mic. And he was like, so he's like, oh, that'll work. And then he just grabbed the camera and put it right up to his mouth and did that.
And I love doing voices. So kind of learning how people learn to do voices is also very fascinating. So for me, I am very theatrical when I'm practicing. Like, I use my hands and I feel like I try to get into the character. Mm-hmm. So when I was doing the Joker, I had watched a scene from Arkham Asylum. Mm-hmm. And it's where the Joker's meeting Warden Sharp, and I feel like the way the Joker is, he's also that kind of wild spirit. So, of course, I've got it in my mind, picturing that the Joker's pointing a gun to his own head, and he's like, Batsy, 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 don't you know I'm insane? And it goes on to where I can do it for a lot of different voices. Like, I can do the whole scene where he's like, Sharp, it's been a while. It's Warden Sharp for you. Frankie, how's the kids? So, it's interesting, like I said, watching like how other voice actors actually kind of do what they do.
Oh yeah, no, like if anything, I wish I had thought of, because I actually had, not only did I have that camera, but I had a second camera, but I don't even know if I'd be brave enough to try it today if I would. Like, I really wish I could have got like the video of him doing it, because technically there's video. I just put the lens cap on the camera before he did it, because I thought that would be really weird. You could like see his up his nose and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I wish I got out the second camera and got him doing that voicemail. And the coolest part of all was he just charged me $30.
That ain't bad.
Mm-hmm. And so, and like he was doing a promotional. He's like, okay, he's like, I could. He says, because he's doing a voicemail, and he's like, all right, I can do your voicemail as Ghostface or Mojo Jojo, your pick.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been cool to see him do as Mojo Jojo. But I'm a screaming. Like don't get me wrong, Powerpuff Girls rule. I really loved that old cereal they had like many years ago. But the only thing that overpowered my love for Scream was Shaggy Rogers.
Yeah, most definitely. And the fact that he's such a gifted actor too.
Oh yeah. I mean, something I love. Something I love going. Going back and rewatching like the opening scene of Scream, like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
which I actually watched the first Scream in preparation for this weekend.
Yeah, so at the parts like where the voice is acting natural, he's doing pretty good, and he does it somewhat in the new one, which I don't want to say too much without spoiling it. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it on you guys. But yeah, I mean he really is extremely gifted, and that's like I went down a rabbit hole, and I will say I have not watched any of the new Powerpuff Girls from like 2 or 3 years ago, but I'm in the minority of I wish they would keep making it forever, just because that guy deserves to get paid forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he was so nice.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, how Scream likes to like prank call people, which I mean, obviously they're his victims, right? I have messed with people where I do voices on the phone, and so and this is even at work. Straight up, I'm at work, and the chaplain calls my office phone, and without hesitation, I go straight Elmo. I'll be like, "This is Officer Elmo," and the entire conversation, I don't break character, of course. So I'm like, "Yeah, I can send him over there. I read him a pass, and you want him too, okay? Yeah, Officer Elmo will get that for you. Thank you, Chaplain." And a lot of my voices actually, because I work at a prison, came from the idea of me like, well, how can I mess with this person today? You know? It's not that I don't do my job. I'm trying to make my day more enjoyable. Especially on the days that aren't so great, you know. It's definitely one of those jobs that is very hard. So, just to even get a laugh in on those kind of bad days makes it better.
Uh-huh.
And, so they would give tours of the prison. And of course, I'm sitting there watching a tour go by, and I'm like, you know what? If I ever was to give a tour, I am totally going to give a tour as if I'm Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. You know? And the tour had literally just walked by me, and I'm like, oi, Crocky, we're here at BCCX. And here we are in the education department. And you just see the end of the line just turn and start laughing. And there you go. Like, just making it, I don't even care if it's me laughing. Like, it's about the fact that, one, that person could have had a bad day. And I cheered him up for just even a minute.
Makes it all worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Unfortunately, I can't do voices, but I was reading this conversation, how this person just would message me yearly. And I do not have the text from 2018, but basically they just call me, love you, and about who is this. So, yeah, this is from July 19th, 2019. Who is this? Call me, love you. Who is it? Bridget, I don't know, Bridget, you have the wrong number. Goodbye. A year later, hi. Hey, do I know you? What is your name? So, yeah, just trying to get my name. It's like, what is your name? What is your name? Getting that replied, get pin. And so, okay, so she unfortunately she missed 2021. So, Bridget, I don't understand what's wrong with you anymore. You know. Yeah. But yeah, she wrote hi, and I just sent the Navy SEAL copy. Yeah. She's like, wow, what did you just say about it?
That's the best.
Yeah.
That is the absolute best. And that's one thing. Like, you said you and your friends have done it. My friends and I have done it, so you know we're put on a watch list.
Yeah.
Hello, Frank. How's the kids?
Yeah.
If you don't get that reference, you're too young for this.
Yeah.
But
but yeah, we would just send the Navy SEALs copy pasta to people. Like our friends. Not people. We would send it to our friends amongst each other.
What's wild is there is supposed to a lot of people that actually got, like, you know, in trouble for sending this, and like, you know, like someone always has to ruin the fun because they're like, you know, like someone's like my classmate's mom called the principal and I got in trouble and I had to, and the teachers thought I came up with this and wrote this, and I had to explain that I was, you know, I was 12 and I wasn't the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces, and I was not trying to kill their daughter in 700 ways with just my bare hands.
It's a meme.
Yeah.
Kind of like, it's different on like what, I would say it's different that it's obviously a meme and stuff like that, but kind of what you were saying about on the last podcast about it sent you death threats over a video game.
Yeah.
Like, it's silly, first of all, but man, like, after having gone through some shit, like, I didn't get death threats, but people online, that's, you know, take that seriously, but like, look at what's said, and I think a general person But look at that, like the copy pasta, and be like, there's no way. Somebody had to have been like just fucking with somebody when they wrote
Oh
it.
yeah.
So yeah, analyze it. Absolutely analyze it. Understand what a meme is. Especially if you got a bunch of friends that just copy and paste it to each other, and that's all they send in their messages. Come on.
It always brings a smile to my face because it's especially because like me and my old friends would just be having a conversation about. Well, I can kind of see your point. I disagree. What did you just say about me? Just like out of nowhere. But yeah, well, obviously it's a joke because Chris Kyle, the American Sniper, is a legend, and he had like 30 something confirmed kills. But like in the copy pasta, this person is the top sniper and has over 300 confirmed kills.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, they purposely spell gorilla like gorilla with the animal gorilla.
Yes, Harambe did it.
I think that's one of the many parts that I lost. It was whenever I first read it, was the misspelling of the word gorilla.
But actually, it's time for your annual rabbit hole thing.
Here we go.
There is this channel that uses AI celebrity voices to make them say the Navy SEALs copy pasta. And you have Tupac, Biggie Smalls, FDR. But by far the scariest one, the scariest one is Bob Ross.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because the Bob Ross AI is him whispering it. And, so on the YouTube video, it's like this is like somebody told Bob Ross his painting sucked, and he just quietly took them into the back of the room and whispered that into their ear.
I will wipe you the fuck out with precision, the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my fucking words.
And also there's
let's put a happy little tree next to this other tree.
Right next to your tombstone.
And so there's so there's like Bob Dylan, and the AI mimics his voice, but actually even creepier than the Navy SEALs copy pasta. You want to hear AI Bob Dylan sing "Hit Me, Baby" one more time?
Probably after we end this episode.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not in the tune of like the actual song, but it sounds so creepy. Well, I mean, the lyrics are actually creepy, and that just makes it. It's like one of those haunting covers of there's actually another song called Truth Faith, which is this 80s synth upbeat song, and The Last of Us 2 used made this like slow, darker acoustic cover that really makes you realize like those lyrics were pretty messed up.
Oh yeah, we'll check it out. Which honestly, speaking of this episode, we're actually going around the time where we would normally be ending anyway.
Yeah. I don't even want to look at the timer. It has to be at least over 2 hours.
Well, it's 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Okay.
It was like 2 hours and like 7
okay. Not as bad as I thought. I was like, man, we started out about Horror Hound and just we just went around the rabbit hole. But yeah, Horror Hound was really awesome.
I've enjoyed it so far.
Oh yeah, and.
Even though, like, I'm feeling carrying those tanks and everything, just taking everything in has been so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, obviously, having you guys here with me to enjoy it as well.
Oh, yeah.
And the brotherhood.
Yeah, and I'm so glad like I finally got to reveal to you. I get VIP and just like my friend did for me. The only thing I ask is, please have a good night. I just want the lanyard back when you're done.
Okay.
Because that is a pretty killer lanyard.
It is.
But because like I said, I even had I didn't worry. You guys would go back. You know what? Kane's Lane the biggest way through and about. Can we go to the car, please?
Yeah.
because like. I was going to carry it around with me the whole time, in case y'all wanted to go back. Surprise! But actually, it got exhausting carrying everything, and I was like,
It did.
yeah. So,
Be like, kind of like how Samuel Jackson always is like saying motherfucker or something like that.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Pretty much.
Yeah, I got that. I also got a pretty cool horror hound coin and a pen because I'm a huge fan of pen. I want to buy me a new punk vest just so I can really amp it up with like the pens because I like that one, but also that one's like 2 years old now, and you know it's kind of a bit harder, you know, and this is a bit of that. I actually have also a PSA. Even if I know people take care of their vest, but wash your vest.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a couple years old and it's a bit harder to scrub the smells out now because I do. I hand scrub it myself because you know I've got pins and patches on it. I don't want to damage it.
Yeah.
But and if that's your excuse, you can scrub it. Just please wash it. You might think people don't smell it. People smell it.
Or hit it with Febreze.
Yeah.
That's what I do, because I'm honestly afraid to wash mine. Not saying I don't keep it clean.
Mm-hmm.
I keep it very clean. Yeah, I mostly just Febreze mine because I'm scared to death that the back patch is gonna fade.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen because it's got Gilman on it. And then like with the other pins and stuff, it's gonna be like I don't want to take them off.
Yeah.
So
And that would definitely be one of those things.
I Febreze the hell out of it though. Keep it fresh, and like I said, I do keep it clean. If there's like I'm eating something that like spills on it, I'll scrub it.
Yeah.
Don't wash it. Don't throw it in the wash.
Yeah, but definitely clean it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. God, I've had that one since 2019 because I had my real old one, which I actually gave to Jace after we filmed his death scene, and I actually pulled a tricky because back then I just had like the keychain things on like the zippers, and I had a whole bunch of stuff to replace it, but like we were at. Shout out to the gaming company in Pikeville. That's an awesome store. Please go there. It's run by really wonderful people. Please buy me the collector's edition of Ocarina of Time for nefarious purposes, believe it or not. Yeah, but anyhow, yeah. Shout out to that place. But when we were shopping, I was like, I could use one of my many keychains and pins for because one of them had fell off. But I was like, actually, and I asked Jace what would he get, you know, and because he didn't know at the time I was going to give him the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did that.
Pulp sneaky.
But
I think that'll do it for this episode. It was a pretty good episode, kind of recapping a little bit of Horror Hound, and we're not even done with it yet.
Yeah.
We got one more day.
Most definitely. And then also kind of going into some other stories, of course.
Yeah.
Kind of like we tend to do that often, but
that's fine.
I really enjoy it because, like I said, we go through rabbit holes quite a lot in each episode of the podcast. You will go through a rabbit hole.
You will. You absolutely will.
Yeah.
And look up Bob Dylan, Hit Me Baby One More Time, or Bob Dylan Navy SEALs, because that one's pretty cool too.
Oh yeah. But we had fun. We hope to see you guys again in the next one, which is going to come out next Friday at noon. We hope to see you guys then. I will hopefully learn to speak by that point. So, but we'll catch you guys later. Thank y'all so much for watching.
See ya.